the National Scouting in Irving, Texas opened up scouting possibilities to young ladies. I personally am very glad about that. I think that it should have that opportunity for every young person to experience what, for the longest time, only boys got to do. And with that, it's a whole new ballgame, if you will, for a lot of people, me included. Scout troops are not co-ed. Cub Scout packs are co-ed. The boys and girls are in the same dens, they're in the same groups, they're working together. When you get to the scout level, Boy Scout troops, scout troops, they are separate. There are all girl troops and there are all boy troops. I'm sure, as you can imagine, anywhere from 11 to 17, they become co-ed. That could be a problem. Maybe not the meetings on a Monday night from 7 to 11, or from 7 to 8:30, but campouts, things like that. And we actually have in place boys that come to visit us and participate in some of our campouts. Some of the Cub packs in Lebanon County are single parent families. And with that are its own challenges. There's a lot of the pack that my two sons went through. There are a lot of single parent families. And if it wasn't for mom, those boys weren't participating in scouting. So they come on a camp out. And as a Cub Scout, you need an adult leader to be on the camp out. So I'm sure you can only imagine 3-4 adult leaders, a pile of young men, and a young man under the age of 11 with his mom on a weekend camp out. So that can be a challenge. We work through some of those things. But what we do is we, like Mr. McIntyre said, try to get our youth in the best possible position to be members of society that everyone can be proud of, people that are doing positive things, they don't have to be a doctor, a lawyer, an Indian chief. They just need to be active members of society, people that are helping and willing to do things for other people. And that's one of the things we do. A scout is helpful. So, you know, the 12 points of the scout law, we work through that with each one of our boys. And sometimes, like Mr. McIntyre said, it gets to be a challenge. And nobody knows that more than myself. I've been the scoutmaster for, it's going to be 13 years. And both my boys are Eagle Scouts. They both went through a local Cub pack. They both went through our troop. I was not the scoutmaster when my boys went through. And as an assistant scoutmaster, I would not sign any of the requirements off, because the last thing I would want is for somebody to think, you're rubber stamping, your son's an Eagle Scout because you signed his book. You might find 2 signatures of his in his book. So I try to stay away from that. But what Mr. McIntyre mentioned, some of the benefits. My oldest son is a graduate of LVC, and he went to Salus University, he is a physician's assistant. But when he went as a 18-year-old to Lebanon Valley College, we were sitting there with the Dean of Admissions, and he just nonchalantly said, "What does being an Eagle Scout get you?" And the Dean of Admissions said, "Can you prove that you're an Eagle Scout?" So me, as the pack mule, my wife said, I head back to Lebanon to get the paperwork. But when I got back, she said to my son, "How does $2,000 a semester off your bill, son?" And I said, "That sounds great to me since I'm paying the bill." But there's so many benefits. And now that young ladies have that opportunity to reap those same benefits, it just broadens the spectrum. It opens things up. And with our troop, you can give advice, or you can point in the direction for some of these, since they're new troops, girl troops, they're going to have questions. So with us at being in existence pushing 75 years, it's a very nice feeling to know we can share our experiences. And with your generous gift, that absolutely makes that so much better. There is a group over here with them. It's called the American Heritage Girls. They have more Boy Scout overtones than they do Girl Scout overtones. They branched off and it's a separate group, but they follow a lot of the rules and the laws and things that the Boy Scouts do. So with that, they're going to have questions. They already do with us. So again, with us being there and your generous gift, we can definitely help them. We can loan them whatever we may use. It's going to help us with some of our camping gear to get updated. So they may need to borrow some of our tents. They may need to borrow some of our cooking equipment. Things that we're going to purchase over and above the move of our shed that you guys have generously donated to us. So again, I would like to thank you very much for your willingness to support our unit and help us with what we need. With that, do you guys have any questions at all? Yes, ma'am.
This one, having worked, and I'm retired, but having worked in the school district, I admire your program. I admire any input into a child to make that child grow from a child into a teen, into an adult, and it's outstanding. My one question is there anybody like a spokesperson that goes into the schools and speaks to the principal in reference to, can we come in and maybe make a presentation to both student and parents and bring the child into your group?